Hey guys, welcome back to NASCAR Fantasy Fastlane. I'm Jessica Ruffin here with NBC Sports' Steve Letarte. We're talking Watkins Glen International, getting ready for some road course racing this weekend. And for fantasy players, it's possibly a chance to avoid playing the Big Three. So Steve, how does your approach change with the Big Three this weekend with it being a road course?
Well, I'm going to have to save them. And basically, I'm running out of usages when it comes to the Big Three. I expect them still to run very well. I mean, Truex won this race a year ago. He's going to contend. Kyle Busch is great at a road course. Kevin Harvick knows how to win at Watkins Glen. So I don't think that I'm going to avoid them because I don't think they'll run well. I'm going to avoid them just because I need them later in the year. And there are other names that I think can go out and score points at the Glen.
Well, who are some of those other names?
Well, I think you mentioned it. There are guys that have career numbers at Watkins Glen. When you look at our chart here, Daniel Suarez, he only has one start, but he ended up in the top 3. Eric Jones as well ended up in the top 10 at his one start. But there are some names on there everyone really has to make a note of. I think A.J. Allmendinger is going to come to mind, as well as Kurt Busch. There are just other drivers that I think you could play. While they may not win, remember, it's not about wins, it's about points.
Well, I want to talk about the Daniel Suarez pick. You touched on it a little bit.
He finished 3rd at the Glen last year, and he's coming off his best ever career finish at Pocono. And I really believe, Jessica, the momentum exists. I think not just for him, but for his crew chief. Strategy was important at Pocono. Strategy will be everything at the Glen.
Well, let's get a few more of your picks in with Hot Lap with Letarte, and we'll start with the road course winner himself, A.J. Allmendinger.
Well, this is the week for A.J. Allmendinger. He's an absolute must start. He has his only career win at Watkins Glen, but perhaps more importantly, the hot streak. 6 of the last 7 Watkins Glen races, he's been in the top 10.
Clint Bowyer.
Well, Clint Bowyer is also a must start. He's 6th or better in 4 of the last 6 races at Watkins Glen. Top 5 finishes in the last 3 road course races, so I think he's going to also run well and consistent here at the Glen.
Joey Logano.
Joey Logano, I have some concerns, so he's only going to be in my garage. He's been top 10 in 5 of the last 7 races at the Glen, so I think he's going to run well. He won there in 2015, but there are some tracks coming up in the summer where I'm going to need Logano in my lineup.
Busch.
Well, we talked about Kurt Busch on the graphic. His numbers there are outstanding. He's a start for sure, a top 10 in 4 of the last 5 races at Watkins Glen, and top 10 the last 3 races of 2018. A little bit of a hot streak.
Eric Jones.
Eric Jones finally got the monkey off his back, winning at Daytona, 10th at the Glen in 2017, and that was his only start. I think he'll only get better from there.
Kyle Larson.
Kyle Larson is going to be in a void. I've rarely said that this year, but at Watkins Glen, this is not the track you want Kyle Larson. He only has 1 top 10 in 4 starts at the road course. It doesn't seem to fit his driving style, fit his forte.
Well, I want to talk strategy a little bit at Watkins Glen because we saw last week and we also saw at Sonoma earlier this year, teams hitting before the end of the stage to set them up for that next stage.
Yeah, when I look at Watkins Glen, I think that the 2-stop strategy will be in play. What that means is anyone who thinks they have a chance to win the race is going to stop before the end of stage 1, probably around lap 17. The next pit stop won't be until the first third of the final stage, so they won't even pit in that middle stage at all. The question really, Jessica, is what's more important, stage points or the chance to win?
Well, you mentioned the winner pick. Who do you got this weekend at the Glen?
I'm going for the Cinderella story. Why not A.J. Allmendinger? He did it in 2014. I think he can do it again in 2018. He made that mistake at Sonoma. I think that drove him crazy. He's been thinking about it. If he can just relax, he's going to be fine. I think running the Xfinity race will help him, not with experience. He knows how to run well there, but just nerves. Get him out of the way before the big show on Sunday.
Let's see if A.J. Allmendinger and the number 47 team can get that redemption story this weekend at Watkins Glen International. Be sure you guys set your lineups and tune into the race Sunday, 3 p.m. on NBC.